to assist this particular person and everyone, the executives I was working with, to get reemployed. She was so excited one day. She came in for our session. She said, I have a fantastic interview. It's all lined up. I am super excited about this. I said, great. And we prepared for it. I said, I want to see you a week from today just to see how it went. She comes back. She sits down. Her shoulders slump. And I said, gee, it looks like it might not have been great news for you. She said, well, in fact, it was wonderful news. Not only did I do well in the interview, but I'm now a finalist. And I said, well, what's the disconnect here? What's the sadness? What's going on? She said, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I said, okay. Come back to me a week later after the final interview. So lo and behold, they offer her the job. And as she's driving in to accept the position into the parking lot, as she describes the story, her stomach starts to feel nauseous. She goes in, she meets with the people, she accepts the position, shakes hands on it, and we had a follow-up about 6 weeks later. And at this point, not only did her shoulders slump, but she said, I've got something I have to tell you. And she said, I found out 6 weeks after I started the job that not only was the main competitor to me someone who was an internal employee, but that individual wanted to stay on and that I would now be supervising that person. And what they did not tell me is I had to let go of half of my staff. And I said, well, help me understand what the signals were that you might have missed. How do you know your intuition was working or not working? And she kind of paused and she said, well, do you remember how I told you about how I didn't feel well when I pulled into that parking lot and I had a sinking feeling and my stomach felt nauseous? I said, yes. She goes, well, I'm a stomach person. That's how her body talks to her. So my point in this little story is you never, ever, ever are away from the truth. All you need to do is to look at how your body is speaking to you and get to know what those signals are. And for her, she let her mind overtake the wisdom that was in her physical, as you say, in your cells.
Yes.